Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Art with Ray. I'm Ray, and today we are going to conclude the swatching of the full set of Rosa Gallery Artist Watercolors. Today is the 10 new colors that they had sent me. Here's the dot card. There are 10 new colors. Then after we do that, I'm going to pick out my favorite 24 colors, and I'm going to configure a custom palette that hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be able to put together. So we're going to swatch out the 10 new colors. Then I'm going to pause the video, decide on my top 24 colors. I'll come back, I'll swatch them out so we can see the whole um, palette that I would put together, and I'll give my final thoughts. Again, thank you so much, Rosa Gallery, for sending out these dot cards. I really appreciate it, and I found quite a few colors that I really like. All right, so let's get started. Again, as I've done with all of these, I am going to be using my Princeton Aqua Elite size 4 round to swatch out the colors, and it is being swatched out on Fabriano paper, watercolor paper. Okay, so let me get the brush wet. The first color is Magenta Gray. It sounds like a really interesting, pretty color. So let's see how Magenta Gray pans out. Okay, so Magenta Gray is made with PR 122, PG 17, and that's it. It is a granulating color. It is semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. This is beautiful. Wow. I actually really like that. That's a really pretty color. Let me just put a little bit more on here. This one was slightly more difficult to re-wet. I'm not really sure why, but just slightly more difficult to re-wet than the other colors, but still fairly easy. But it's worth mentioning that it's slightly more difficult to re-wet. That's a gorgeous color. My gosh, I really like that. Magenta Gray. And don't worry, at the end, like we've done for the last 4 other videos, I will bring everything up close and personal so you can see everything the way it should be. Okay, next is Jade Green. I love my greens, so hopefully I'll like this green. Okay, this is Jade Green. Jade Green is made with PB28, PBK7, and PY42. It is a granulating color, is semi-opaque, and has a light fast rating of 3. This is beautiful. This is a nice dark green. I really like it. Yeah, I was a little put off when I first read that it had PBK7 in it, that has black, but I actually really like it. It's a really nice color. I'm just going to go and make it slightly darker because I just want to see how dark I can get this Jade Green. Okay. Yeah, this is really super nice. I really like this color. It's beautiful. Jade Green, really super nice. Now, with granulation, I don't know how much granulation we're going to see right now because this is, smaller squares. Granulation, you really see granulation best when you've used a lot of water. Okay, so let's come down here. The next one is Azor Green. And let's see how that looks. Okay, Azor Green is made with PB15-3, which is phthalo blue green shade, and PG17. It is a granulating color. It is semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. This is really pretty too. This is a very, very pretty blue green. I'm going to just, like I said, I'm going to add a little bit more pigment. This is gorgeous. Azor Green. This is really, really nice. And a great alternative to phthalo green blue shade, in my opinion. It's a bit more, a bit less fake looking. It's a little bit more natural looking. I mean, it's not natural, but it's more natural looking than phthalo green. Definitely could probably replace phthalo green. Okay, next is maroon brown. I'm kind of excited about this. I found a couple of browns that I liked in the original 60 set, but I can never have too many browns. I really like browns. Okay, so this is maroon brown. It's made with PBR25, PV23, and is a granulating color and is semi-opaque. This I really, really, really like. Now this is a brown I can get behind. This is gorgeous. Um, it is very red, maroon brown, but it is super, super nice. You can use this on buildings, for bricks. You can use this for a lot of different things. You can even use that for a floral because it is a really bright, not bright. It's a nice color, and it really stands out. I would even use this maybe more watered down in like I said, in a floral. This is a really pretty color. Next is golden brown, which is probably the one that I'm most excited to see how it works. I really like browns that have a little bit of shine to them, or luminosity, brilliance, which is why I like the Mars brown so much. So this is golden brown. It's made with PY43 and PBR7. It is a granulating pigment. It is semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't really see too much golden coming out of it, honestly. It's a nice brown, but I don't know where the gold part is coming from. Maybe when it dries, we'll be able to better see that gold shine through a little bit. It's a nice color. I'm just not really seeing any gold tone to it. But again, I'm not watering it down either much because I don't have the space. Okay, next is Cobalt Gray. Let's see what that looks like. The cobalts tend to be kind of weak, so I don't have high hopes for this, but we'll see. Cobalt Gray is made with PR108, PB28, and PBR7. It is a granulating pigment. It is semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. This is actually not as weak as I thought it was going to be. It's a pretty color. Let me just add a little bit more pigment here to darken it up. Yeah, this is actually a lot stronger than I expected. I expected it to be like really kind of weak and unusable, but this is good. I mean, I personally don't have a use for it, but it is a pretty cobalt gray. I do like it. Right. We only got 4 colors left. Well, 2 colors, and then I think the gold and silver are metallic, but I'm not sure. Okay, so next is violet black. I love me a nice violet. And let's see what this looks like. I'm not keen on blacks, but I do like a nice violet. And if this has a nice violet undertone, it might be something I'd be um, inclined to use. Okay, so violet black is made with PB19, PBK7, and PR108. It is semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. Okay, yeah, this has a nice violet undertone. This is nice. Wow, this is I wasn't. It was kind of like when I read it, but this is one I would use and buy. This is beautiful. It doesn't seem as black to me. Well, I mean, the first pigment is PB19, which is quinacridone rose. The second pigment is PBK7, and then the third is PR108. If you know anything about pigments and stuff, the first pigment that is listed is the one that is used the most, then second, third, all the way down. So the last pigment is the one that they use less of, and the first pigment is the one that they use the most of. So this is really mostly PB19, then PBK7, and PR108. Point is it is a gorgeous color. I'm really surprised because I was like, violet black, I don't use black, I don't care. But I do like it. It's very pretty. All right, carbon black. I'm expecting this to be a very, very dark black because that's what carbon black is generally. Okay, so carbon black is made with PBK7 and PY, I think that says 42. It's granulating and it is semi-opaque, okay? It has a light fast rating of 3. Okay, this is a lot weaker than I expected it to be, a lot weaker. Let me just get a little bit more of the carbon black up. But yeah, this is kind of weak. All right, putting a second coat down, then it really darkens up. Okay, now this is what I was expecting to see, a very dark, dark black. And yeah, it doesn't disappoint. I might have put too much water or something when I first put it down. But yeah, that's a nice deep black. I like it. I mean, yeah, it's black. And I really don't use black in general in watercolor. Okay, next is gold. Okay, so I put a couple of black marks here with Sharpie because, again, I'm not sure if these are metallic or not. So I'll swatch it on the black and I'll swatch it next to it just in case because I don't know. Okay, so there is no pigment information on this gold because it's metallic, but it is semi-opaque and a light fast rating of 3 is what they say. Oh wow, on the black it shows up really pretty. I'm just gonna swatch it here also so you can see it on white. On white you really can't see it as well. It is a metallic. I'll put a little bit more down. But you can see a lot of sparkle in that over the black. I'm actually kind of, like I said, I have no, personally really don't have a use for metallics, but I do, I mean, I enjoy a good metallic here and there. But yeah, that's gold. And again, you can see the sparkle really, really well over the black. You can even see it a little bit on the white paper. Just a tip, if you are someone that likes to use metallics, it's really important to have a separate brush for metallics only, so you don't get these, you know, crazy looking sparkly things in your regular paints. Okay, so this is silver that's coming up. Again, there's no pigment information because it is a metallic, but this is silver. It has a opacity of semi-opaque and has a light fast rating of 3. Yeah, it's silver. It's okay. It's a metallic silver. Looks like basically any other metallic silver I've ever seen. Nothing special, but it's a nice silver. I mean, can't complain. Okay, and that is the entire set, full range of Rosa Gallery professional paints that they have right now, all 70 colors. Let's take a closer look at the 10 colors that we swatched out today. Those are the 10 new colors. The first one we swatched out was, whoops, let's get this so you can see it. Okay, Magenta Gray, absolutely beautiful. Jade Green, I really like. It's very, very nice. Next is Azor Green, which actually I kind of like. I think I might even be able to possibly swap out my phthalo green blue shade for this. We'll see. Next, we have maroon brown, which I absolutely love, which I will definitely be buying. Golden brown, as it's dried, I guess I can see some of the gold coming through. It is pretty. I do like it. Cobalt Gray actually surprised me. It's not as weak as I thought it was going to be. Violet Black is gorgeous. I love this. And as it dried, it's violet. It's just a really kind of darker violet with a little bit of a reddish black tinge to it. It's very pretty. Carbon black is a black. I mean, not much to say about it. It's black. Here's the gold. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the sparkle on it. Oh yeah, there you go. But it is very sparkly. I'm really impressed by that. And finally, the silver. The silver has a nice sparkle and shine to it too, but it's your basic run-of-the-mill silver. Nothing I would say was special about it. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. And for you guys, it'll be like 2 seconds, but for me, it'll be a few minutes while I go through and decide on what I feel are the top 24 colors and the 24 colors I would like to use in a custom palette. So I'll see you guys in just a couple of seconds. And we're back. Okay, so here is the full line of the 70 colors. I'm just going to bring it up real quick and show you the colors individually, and then I'm going to show you what I picked for a 24 set custom palette for myself. Okay, so we've got titanium white, zinc white, Naples rose, Naples yellow light, cad yellow light, cad yellow medium, cad yellow deep, golden yellow, cadmium orange, flame red, cadmium red light, cadmium red medium, bright red, madder rose, madder red, carmine, coral, opera rose, magenta rose, quinacridone lilac, quinacridone violet, lavender, violet, olive green, sap green, mint, green, Chrome Oxide Green, Aureolin Green, Bright Green, Emerald Green, Cobalt Turquoise, Turquoise, Royal Blue, Cerulean Blue, Cobalt Blue, Ultramarine, Light Blue, Bright Blue, Blue Indanthrene, Indigo, Yellow Ochre, Aureolin, Quin Gold, Madder Brown, English Red, Caput Mortem, Burnt Sienna, Raw Sienna, Umber, Burnt Umber, Royal Brown, Sepia, Mars Brown, Warm Gray, Payne's Gray, Black Grape, Black Green, and Neutral Black, and the 10 new colors: Magenta Gray, Jade Green, Azor Green, Maroon Brown, Golden Brown, Cobalt Gray, Violet Black, Carbon Black, Metallic Gold, and Metallic Silver. All of these colors are really pretty and are useful in their own way. Some are more useful than others to me, and that's going to be separate for everyone because depending on what you paint and how you paint will depend on what colors you're going to gravitate towards. So I'm going to take this off of here now, and I am going to flip it over, and I'm going to swatch out the 24 colors I would use in a custom set. So I have both swatch cards here because there's colors from the main swatch card and a couple colors from the new set that I would like to have. So without further ado, let us decide and show you what colors I have decided to use as a custom palette. 24 of my favorite colors from the line. The first color is 702, which is Cadmium Lemon. I'm just going to wet it and get it ready to paint out. Okay, here's Cadmium Lemon. Really pretty color. And that I would use as my cool yellow. My next decision was Yellow Golden, which is called number 730. I really like this color. And the one thing that I like the most about it out of this is the fact that it's the only yellow that is not semi-opaque. It is transparent. So it's really nice to have a transparent yellow, especially a warmer transparent yellow, because I'll tend to use warmer yellows on their own, but I almost never use a cool yellow on its own. And this is golden yellow. It's such a beautiful color. I love this color so much. There's golden yellow. That's my second choice. So that's it for the yellows. I really don't feel like I need any top, have like a lot of yellows to be top heavy. Now we're getting into the reds. The first red that I chose was 734 Flame Red. If you remember when I swatched this out originally, I absolutely fell in love with this color. And it is a transparent color, which is on top really great because really most of the reds in this set are cadmium colors and they are much more opaque. So I tend to use more transparent colors if I can. So that is what I would use as the warm red on my palette. That's Flame Red. Absolutely beautiful. And extra added bonus, it's transparent. Next is Bright Red 740. This was another decision made. Excuse me. This was another decision made based on the fact that I really like the color. It's very pretty, but it's also transparent. So this was one of the major factors in choosing this, other than the fact that I really like the color. So this is more of a medium, middle of the road red, not too warm, not too cool, just kind of middle road red. And it will, as you see, it starts to water down. It wants down to like sort of a pink, but it is a really pretty color. It is very bright, and I like that. So bright red is another red that I decided to choose for my 24 palette. So those are my two reds. Next, we're going to get into more pinks. The next section that I decided to go with was number 726, Madder Rose. This is a very pretty pink, and I really like it. I do mostly florals, so you're gonna see a lot of reds, pinks, violets, some blues, some greens, just because that's really the colors that I use. This is a beautiful color, this magenta rose. Just very, very pretty. I like it a lot. I'm very excited to have that color to add to a palette. All right, so next is one, two, three, four, five, two, four, five. Next is Magenta Rose. Again, a pink, but this one is very, very different. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit darker. So you can never have too many roses or pinks, in my opinion. So this again is 709 Magenta Rose. And you can see it's a really, really nice bright pink. And as it waters down, it starts to get a nice soft pink. And there you go. That's Madder Rose. Okay, the next choice I made was for a violet. Again, I like my violets, and I decided to go with Violet 710, which is their version of Dioxazine Purple, which is my favorite violet because it has such a high tinting strength. You can get a lot of tones from Dioxazine Violet. In mass tone, as you see, it looks almost black, and as you paint it out, it gets lighter and lighter to a more pretty purple, and will finally kind of end up kind of like a light pinky purple. Beautiful color, absolutely beautiful color. Okay, so that's violet. Now we're entering the greens, and again, I'm a huge green person. I love greens. There's quite a few greens that I chose. 2, 4, 6, 7. The first one is Sap Green, number 728. Sap Green is a staple in most people's palettes. I always have a Sap Green, and this Sap Green is kind of nice. I actually like it. So Sap Green would be going on my palette. And there we go, painted out. Paints out, really, really nice. Waters down even nicer. I'm going to add just a little bit more to the mass tone. Get a little bit darker. There we go. Just a really pretty sap green. And like I said, sap green is a staple on pretty much all of my palettes. And that's sap green. The next green is one that you heard me talk about. And that is labeled green. That's just their green. It's 711, and it's actually a really nice color. This came in my 24 set, and I was really impressed with this. I really like it. So this is just what they call green. You can see it's kind of your middle of the road green. It's a nice green. I'm going to add a little bit more just to darken it up. And the dot cards re-wet so well. I really appreciate that because some dot cards, some companies, their dot cards are terrible. There's barely anything on it, but they were very generous with their dot card, which, like I said, I appreciate. Okay, so that is just green, just green, and it's a really pretty color. The next color is Aureolin Green. I really like this. I don't remember seeing it before. I know I definitely don't have it in any other brand. But I don't even know what this Aureolin Green was supposed to look like. And when I painted it out, I really like it. It's such a pretty color. So here's Aureolin Green. Just a really happy, bright yellow green. Very happy and bright yellow green. I'm going to add just a little bit more to it in mass tone, just to let it show up a little bit more. There we go. It just really is a really nice yellow green, kind of limeish but really super, super nice. I really like this color. Okay, next, what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we've got 2 more for this line, and then we'll have half of the color swatched out that I chose. The next one I chose was Bright Green, number 739. This, they say bright red, and a lot of companies will say bright this, bright that. And it's like, not so bright. But that bright red is super bright, and this bright green is also bright. So here is Bright Green. Look at how pretty that is. I mean, that is a nice, bright, freaking green. Just really, it's super pretty. I mean, like, I'm not even sure what I would do with that color, but I like it. So regardless if I barely ever use it, I have it. Okay, so one more on this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yep, one more on this one, and we'll have my first half of my 24 sets swatched out that I would make. So the next one is Emerald Green. Emerald Green is a staple, again, in pretty much everyone's palette. It's basic. It's phthalo green blue shade. I don't ever use it on its own ever, but I will. It's a great mixing green, but it's way too like ridiculous. It's not found in nature, but it's great for mixing. So I always have phthalo green blue shade on my palette, and here it is. And this is a really nice version of phthalo green blue shade. You'll find often that many companies will call their phthalo green blue shade emerald. That's why, like I mentioned before, it's really important to have at least a working knowledge of pigments. This way, you don't buy the same color all the time because you have. I don't have emerald green, but I have phthalo green blue shade, and you get home and it's exactly the same as your phthalo green blue shade. So it is kind of important. I always make it very clear that I feel like it's really important for people to have at least a working knowledge of pigments. Okay, so the next one is ultramarine. Now we're getting into our blues. Now, I love a red leaning blue. That's my favorite types of blues. So the first one is 715 Ultramarine. Again, 715 Ultramarine is a staple in pretty much everybody's palette. It's used as the warm blue. Okay, here's Ultramarine. It's a really pretty version of Ultramarine in my opinion. And the granulation is really nice on it also. And there is Ultramarine Blue, our first blue in our blue category. And the next blue is a light blue, 718. I don't know why they call this light blue. It's far from light blue, but it is their phthalo blue red shade, and I think it's really pretty. So I definitely want to add that to my palette. This is phthalo blue red shade, what they call light blue. And again, this doesn't look light blue to me at all. But again, I don't care about the color name. It's the pigment and the color that I care about. And I mean, this seems warmer than ultramarine, so that makes me happy. So that's phthalo blue red shade, or what they call light blue. Next, the next blue we have is bright blue. And bright blue, color number 729, is phthalo blue green shade. It's the only blue, I believe, that I chose that is a green shade. That is a cool blue. And you have to have that on your palette to mix greens or to mix, bright greens. So here is phthalo blue green shade, what they call bright blue. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. It's a really nice version of ultramarine. Of phthalo blue green shade. Okay, the next blue is blue indanthrene. Blue indanthrene is one of my favorite blues. Should be a very, very red leading blue. And so the blue indanthrene is 738 is their call number. Let's get it up there for you to see. Okay. This is blue indanthrene. Sometimes it's called blue indanthrone. Sometimes it's called Delft blue. Its PB60 is the pigment number, so you can easily find it. I'm going to make it just slightly bit darker in the mass tone, so you can really see what this color looks like and what this color can do. When it dries, it's a little bit more gray to me, than some other versions of Indanthrene blue, but it's still a really nice Indanthrene blue, and I do like it. Um, so I'm just painting it out to make it a little bit darker so you can see it a little bit better. And you can see how red leaning that is, which is great. It's very, very red leaning. Like I said, my favorite blues are red leaning blues or warm blues. Okay, I believe that's the last blue. Yep. Okay, now we're getting to the earth tones. I know you guys are probably tired of me complaining about earth tones, but I found some really nice ones that I will definitely be buying and that I will definitely be using. The first one is 751 Aureolin. This is a really nice color. I'm going to use this color in a sense to replace yellow ochre because I don't care for their yellow ochre. But this Aureolin is really nice and it has kind of a yellow ochre feel to it. Um, I mean, I can, mix it with something to knock it down a little bit if need be. But I think this is a decent, um, a decent replacement for yellow ochre if I need it. So, and I just do like the color. So that's Aureolin. The next color it shows is Madder Brown 757. I really like this color. I think it's really nice. It's an earth. It's definitely a brown that I can use, that I would use, and I do like it. So this is Madder Brown number 757, and this really would basically probably replace like burnt sienna for me. But it is a beautiful brown. It is reddish. Um, and I really like it. That's Madder Brown, really pretty. Okay, so the next one is one that I have already and I really like, and I'm gonna keep it. Is English Red. I always like a good English Red. English Red is known by a few different names: Red Iron Oxide, English Red, Venetian Red, just to name a few. So 736 is English Red, which is I have this in my 24 set and I like it. English Red. It's a very brownish red. Kind of doesn't. It kind of looks like Madder Brown, but it is a little different, which is why I would put both on my palette. I mean, you could get away with if you don't want to put both on your palette, one or the other would suffice. But I think they're just different enough to be included on two palettes. Okay, so next we have Royal Brown. This I really, really like. This will probably be my major brown color that I use just for like brown, and that's 753 Royal Brown, and it looks like this. It's a nice brown, again a little bit reddish, but it is a really super nice brown. Okay, and that was Royal Brown. Yeah. All right. Next is 4, 6, 8. Oh, that was Royal Brown. Okay. So the next is one that I have that I've been using, and I really like it. It's Sepia, call number 720. Okay. This is Sepia. It's a nice browny gray, which is what sepia should be. And I'm going to darken it up. Okay, let's darken that up so you can see it better. There we go. And that's sepia. It's exactly what I think a sepia should look like. I really like it. There is sepia. We are almost done. 3 more colors, and I will have my full 24 custom set that I put together based on the colors that I like the best. Next is Mars Brown. You guys have heard me talk about Mars Brown quite a bit. I am in love with this color. I really am. It's just so beautiful. This is Mars Brown. And I will definitely darken it up. It's really easy to put a little too much water on here because, usually if you're used to dot cards, then a lot of times they're so hard to re-wet, and these are not. So I'm using too much water because I'm so used to having to. But Yeah, this is Mars Brown. It just has a beautiful glow. I really love this color. All right, two more colors. The last two colors are from the new colors that came out. So there are two of the new colors that I really like. The first one is Jade Green, call number 766. This is just a beautiful color. And actually, I had it between this and Azor Green, but this granulated so gorgeously that I'm like, nah, I'll take this one. So this is Jade Green. It's a very dark green. And it's, you know, a very granulating color, which you'll see when it dries. It is a very granulating color. All right, and the last color that I chose, and this was hard because I had it originally at 30, and it was hard to pick 24. And this was a last minute pick, and I'm really glad I did. So for the last color, I decided to go with number 765, Violet Black. This is beautiful. I really like this color. It's gorgeous. This is Violet Black. You can see how beautiful that black and purple go together. And I don't think this is I think this is a granulating color. Yes. I'm going to add just a little bit more because I want to see the granulation a little bit more on this color. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Just adding more water to it because I really want to see the granulation on this if possible. And there are the 24 colors that I've chosen from their full set of Rosa Gallery Professional Watercolor Paints. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series. I've really enjoyed it. Again, a special thanks to Rosa Gallery for sending me these stock cards so I can really get an idea of all of the colors that I would like to purchase, and all of that. I'm just really happy and I really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys did too. So I'm going to just bring it up close again really quickly so you can see the 24 colors live and in person. Just beautiful, beautiful colors. Okay, so I hope again you all enjoyed this review and full swatching of Rosa Gallery's um, professional paints made in Ukraine. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and also consider subscribing, and tell people about my channel. I would really appreciate it. Also, just a real quick reminder that any links that you see in the description are affiliate links with Amazon. So if there's an Amazon link, it is an affiliate link. What that means is you pay the exact same price. There's no change in price for you, but I make a small commission off of that, which just goes right back into my channel and purchasing things for the channel to review and to teach you guys. So anyway, hope everyone's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and peace out.